John, were you thinking that we had a chance in there to get through?
I mean, I will admit to a certain amount of that was the first game that I saw at the pub with you guys since the previous rounds, and only the second
Belting
this
out some
season.
good songs.
So there was maybe just a bit of I was maybe just a bit high on the atmosphere, but honestly, I felt that was okay. So a 0-0, absolutely. I feel like it was just we were unlucky on the night to score. You can look at the rest of the season. You can look at. I know what you're trying to say. I see you making the faces at me, JP.
I'm making the too many unlucky nights, man. It's more than just unluck now.
Yeah, but I think that this was a case of it just was what it was on the night versus we've had problems all season. I think we had turned some things around, and this was just okay, you're going to have these sorts of 0-0 sort of situations from time to time. It felt just like there should have been. You play that same game 1,000 times, and Liverpool wins it 900 times.
I'll totally disagree with you because we've had so many of those games this year. That 6-game losing streak, all 1-0 losses, exactly the same.
I disagree. I disagree with you wholeheartly on that.
Well, sorry, I don't think we played as well those games, but all missed chances. We could have had shots, we could have had this, could have had that. There is something substantially wrong with our attacking third right now. And I don't want to put it on the front three, but there's something wrong up front there to get that in, whether it's them or the structure. And I'll agree with you. I think we played well, and I hate saying it, but I'd say 3 of the 4 halves that we played against Real, I could argue we were the better team.
Yeah, that's why I think that if you remove that first half, then I think we go through in a 1-1 on away goals.
I think if you remove that first half or give us a penalty that we deserved in that first half, we go through on away goals. Honestly.
Wait, we had a penalty that first half?
We should have. That first game against Real Madrid, the referee was calling nothing against Sadio Mane, and he was should have been a penalty, and there should have been a free kick deep in their attacking third.
I don't remember missing a penalty call there. I feel like
there was a couple of situations where Mane was getting fouled hard.
But let's move on, and I'm going to keep on that point, John, about being unlucky. Were we unlucky against Leeds?
I think that it was a situation where if there hadn't been an announcement of the European Super League 24 hours earlier, we would have maybe been a little bit less distracted, and we maybe would have performed a little bit differently. It's hard to say, but I think
that's a convenient answer.
I'm just going to grab John's back here on this one because we just saw what just finished was Chelsea 0, Brighton 0, which after an extremely emotional thing where Petr Cech, who was part of the coaching staff, had to go out and try to calm down the crowd, and led to probably some of the most dramatic couple hours the sport has seen in a long time. And they looked completely flat. I think James Milner's comments after the game were also indicative of the fact that there was something else on their mind, as with Jurgen Klopp.
Jurgen Klopp before the game, Jurgen looked shell shocked. He looked like he had seen a ghost. He looked absolutely. And upset and furious, and you know Jurgen Klopp was on John Henry's answering machine, because I doubt he's taking the call right now, just cursing at him in as many different languages as Jurgen Klopp knows.
I think that's 2.
I would if it was one of those six straight games that I was talking about earlier. If it was one of those performances, I might agree with you. But we came out flying. We were all over them.
Well, for the first half,
I was like, holy crap, we got this in the bag. We're going to score 2. It's going to be done. And then second half comes around. And listen, guys, I mean, I've never played pro, but I've played pretty high levels. When you're on the field, when you're on the ice, you're not thinking about a lot of other stuff. You are in the game.
Yeah, and I take your point. I think what was troubling for me is we were flying the first half, but the only goal we scored was a complete mistake by the Leeds keeper.
No.
Where's the Leeds defender?
It wasn't. It was a nice play. It was a Jota threw ball over to Trent, chipped over Trent. Trent beat him in. He got behind him. No, there was nothing for you.
But Mane finally scored a fucking goal.
Yeah, but I felt like it was an error by Leeds.
Not so much. I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, fair enough. That's how I interpreted it. But the rest of the game, there was still same with Real Madrid. Nothing but missed chances.
Yeah.
Sitters that were missed. And
we gave a before all of this Super League stuff.
Agreed. And we gave a lot to Leeds, Bamford almost scored against Allison. He shanked it. Like, I'm glad Bamford got a goal.
Allison made 2 great saves.
It's true. Bamford deserved to get a goal, and I'm glad he did at stoppage time. I mean, I'm not glad.
It wasn't him. It was
Llorente
or something.
Oh, okay.
It was on a corner kick.
Llorente, fair enough.
Like the 78th minute, 80th minute.
It was near the end.
It was like the
on a corner
82nd
kick.
minute.
Yeah. But again, like, I mean, it's hard to be too cynical, and I'll kind of walk back what I said about the whole distraction thing, because Leeds just beat Man City again before the whole Super League's 48 hours of glory with 10 men. So Leeds are not a team to be trifled with, and I think we knew that. I mean, the first game of the season, it was 4-3. They never looked like they were out of it, and similar earlier this week. So yeah.
So yeah, I think that's an indicative of something wrong with the attacking, just not being clinical, whether it's focused or whatever the case is, and hopefully that can be rectified this summer.
All right, so I'm the only one who hasn't put on a tinfoil hat yet this episode. Can I just affix one to my head here? I think we're going to get a great opportunity to see what our front attacking four kind of look like next season, because I don't think we're going to change too much of what we have in the transfer market. I don't think that there's going to be much money all of a sudden. I think that FSG is maybe going to say that there are no
breaking news. From Neil Jones from The Athletic. Both Arsenal and Arsenal is set to leave the Super League. Statement imminent, and statement due shortly thereafter from Liverpool regarding their withdrawal from the European Super League.
Well, there you go. Interesting.
Liverpool's in the mix of leaving now.
So that's fresh. 6:50 Atlantic time.
So Fiorentina,
you heard it.
Florentina
24
Perez.
hours late.
You might have heard it first.
Florentino Perez is going to be taken around the barn by the time everybody listens to this. Got it.
So no changes this summer is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a great opportunity to see. And honestly, what I've said for a long time is I think that a lot of this comes down to a bit of a hangover from last season. I think it comes down to some of our players have had COVID, and I think that does something. I think we've had significant crazy injuries that are kind of unprecedented in specific areas of the pitch, and I think we haven't had fans. And I think those things are going to equate to any team struggling.
I would say I would agree with all that. You can't disagree with that. I would say that the fans. I hate thinking that the fans mean that much to us. I know it's weird to say, but I mean, come on, we should still be a good enough team to win without the fans. Man City's doing it. Why can't we do it? I love to
going
think
to avoid
that.
making the obvious joke because Ben rolls his eyes every time at me that I make the obvious joke.
I'm missing what the obvious joke would be.
Manchester City always plays in front of no fans.
Oh no, sorry, I'm waiting for updates here. I've seen history unfold before my eyes here.
Yeah, we've had unprecedented injuries, but we showed that we could still win with it at the beginning there, and then it kind of fell apart. And the tiredness, I don't accept that one. Pro athletes, other teams are playing as many games as we are, so I have a hard time accepting that. In the end, I set the bar for Liverpool. If you're going to be Premier League champions, if you're going to be Champions League champions, you got to be able to handle this stuff. So we can say that we're not good enough yet. I'm okay with saying that, and we're not there yet. But something needs to be changed, added, something in there. I don't know. I'm glad to see that once we got Kabak and Phillips kind of playing consistently, it was helping, and that'll help next year for sure. But in the end, we still need more out of the squad.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. I just think that it is a situation where you saw like City kind of have a bit of a hangover from a couple of years of unprecedented success.
What was their hangover? They finished second?
Yeah, but okay, absolutely. But
made it to the Champions League quarterfinals, semifinals both times in the past 3-4 years?
I'm just saying, I think that last year,
that's a damn good hangover.
Yeah, I wish I had more like that.
I think that we, for saying that we had double the problems that City had last year, this year, yeah, I think we're having a pretty damn good hangover too.
Well, no, I would say City's having a far better one, and I'm saying that City had they finished second last year, and then they got to the same place that they get in the Champions League every year. Good for them. They I am happy. We got the quarterfinal stage is nothing to sneeze at, considering the season we've had. But no, if City's hangover is finishing second, And they were the clear second place finishers. Like there was a decent amount of different distance between second and third last year, if you recall. Mm-hmm. You know, and they were comfortably qualifying for the Champions League. Where we're at now, where I mean, we're lucky Chelsea just drew to Brighton, but it's still very much up in the air if we finish 7th or if we finish 4th. So
definitely,
yeah.
All right, guys. We're going to wrap her up. No game today, John. We'll bring it up next week for the rubber match between me and Ben there.
The grand finale. I have it printed off right here in front of me. It's ready for next week.
I already took a picture of it, so I'm good to go. We got an early morning game coming. Saturday morning, 8:30 versus Newcastle.
Very quick breaking news from Ian Doyle from the Liverpool Echo. Liverpool are officially out of the Super League.
All right.
There it is. Over the course of this episode, we got there.
Never should have been in
so
it. So
let's just delete this episode and
we're going to start again. And 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Open what?
I think from the beginning of the episode we were talking about how this is likely inevitable, but we got there.
So
and now from their official account as well. So
now I'm wondering what John Henry and those guys are going to say.
Well, I mean, nothing. If anything has been said, like John Henry did not have an official word on the Liverpool website. You know who did? Ed Woodward.
I will say there is a lot of hashtag FSG out on Liverpool's
John,
official announcer.
Jesus.
There you go, John. Look at you.
Now you have evidence that you said that first because when we recorded this. Let's wrap her up, guys. Newcastle, 8:30. Coffee in the Cop. We used to do that. So get your bathrobes and coffee at Dirty Nelly's. Guys, do we got any scoreline predictions here for this? I know we haven't had much chance to think about it. Ben, quick prediction. What do you think?
No, I think that's going to be a win. I think Newcastle, they're especially with the recent results that they've had, I feel like this should be a pretty good one. I'm going to call 2-0. Bold prediction, going back to it because it keeps almost happening.
Thiago Alcantara.
I don't know if you guys saw against Leeds. He had that from outside the box, that screamer. Ooh. It was close.
I might have hit the crossbar, but...
He's inching a little bit closer. But yeah, 2-0, Thiago.
Yep.
I'm going to put the tinfoil hat on again. Last week, I almost made the bold prediction that Liverpool would score a first half goal, and you said, "Oh, that's not that bold," and suddenly it happens. So I'm just saying, conspiracy. Me and Sami Zayn, we got it. So I'm going to give it a Liverpool win as well. Liverpool Newcastle games are always wet and wild. It's kind of the thing I love about them. I'm going to give it. I'm going to say a 3-2 Liverpool win.
Jeez, Goalfest.
And
that's bold enough for me right there. If you want to keep it on that, but you got another bold prediction there.
Big bold prediction. Let's just say that we get. Let's go with a James Milner goal. Ooh. Just for fun.
Non-penalty goal.
I'm not going to specify, but probably not.
I'm going to go on the more depressing side. I'm worried about us again. I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw. I think we're going to drop the ball on this altogether, and it's just going to be an ugly game. And I'm going to call a red card on both sides. Bold predictions there. 2 red cards to see if that happens there. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for probably one of the wildest episodes we've had to do here. So, John, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye to the people. Just, again, don't speak for these two, but looking into just research Spirit of Shankly. It's the Liverpool Supporters Trust. It's worthwhile, even if you don't support them monetarily, worthwhile looking into what they do, because I think they've done some good, worthwhile work behind the scenes during this here crisis.
Ben?
I'm just hoping Spurs is the last one to leave the Super League so they can finally get some silverware.
We didn't even talk about Jose Mourinho at all.
R.I.P. Jose Mourinho.
That was going to be my closer remark. I had lined up.
And also Schalke got relegated today. Like, it's wild.
Okay, well, we'll cover all that next week, I guess. But no, thanks for listening. Yeah, this was a bit of a wild one. Sorry for the distracted comments I might have made. I've been keeping an eye on the ground here. But yeah, thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. And let's all remember fondly our success in the Super League.
Oh, it has been a wild weekend. Thanks again for joining us here at the Canada Cup. Stay safe out there. RIP Super League, unless it comes back and bites us in the next 24 hours. But I think that's